1, 2, 3. Hello, and welcome to X-Rated, the X-Men animated review show, series retrospective, and award show.
Yay!
We're going to call them the X-ies.
Yeah, I like that. That's not a bad name.
Yep, and I'm going to change that right now. And X-ie Awards.
You just came up with that literally right now, didn't you?
Nope, but I forgot to write it in.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, I forget.
Welcome to the show, everybody, and welcome back
There it
to
is.
Dave Cutler. I would say Dave must be our most visited guest, is he? Has he been on the show the most of our guests?
I think at this, how many times you been on, Dave? Cousin Dave was on 3 times.
By gum, it's been a while.
Yeah, I think you probably are.
This is probably time 4.
I was going to say this is 3 or 4, so that makes sense.
Yes, and we have our guest tonight, David Cutler, for this retrospective. You feeling retrospective tonight, Dave?
I'm feeling some kind of a way.
Perfect.
Nice and vague.
André never feels any kind of a way. So
I am cold and distant. I'm an emotionless emotion. I'm a sea of tranquility.
Pretty much exactly that.
That's me. Oh man, super excited to have you back on.
Old times. What are they up to? What you think they're doing up there?
I still love that so much. That quote might be the best one. It's just so ridiculous.
Well, there's an award for that tonight.
I know. What you think they're doing up there?
What they're doing up there?
Dad, it's time for
what are you doing? What are you doing up there, Dave?
What
I know you got a book coming out. Pretty excited about that.
What were they doing up there at the end of that quote?
That was that was Asteroid M is what he was talking about. When all the mutants were going off to Asteroid M.
They're talking all serious about it and shit. They're like, oh, then they're bringing mutants up there and they're like starting a revolution. He's just like, he just cuts in. He's just like, what do you think they're doing up there? They're just like, you're not helping here, Gambit. Like, just get.
They do so many things. They never stop doing them. My stars.
Yeah. Doing all
you
the
don't
things, Gambit.
You don't know Charles, do you? No.
Yeah. Tell the ex-goons about your book coming out.
Oh yeah, tomorrow is it's a mouthful. It's What If Dark Tomb of Dracula #1, number only. It's a one-shot, 30 pages. Marv Wolfman wrote it. I penciled it and inked 5 pages, and then a small army inked and colored it.
Were you too slow, or is it just there was like a time period they needed done?
It was both. I got the script kind of late, and then I was slow. So most of it is Scott Hanna inking, but there's me and another guy.
Oh, cool. And what was like working for the illustrious Marv Wolfman?
Pretty cool. He's like an older school guy, so it was like a shade above a Marvel style script. Where like a Marvel style script is like, originally it was like a loose plot outline, but then it became like a page by page kind of breakdown. And he did do panels for the most part, except for the double page spreads. But it was all very relying on the artist to like. There was like scenes where like I had to pick the setting and stuff, so it was a different experience, but it was pretty cool, pretty fun.
I'm gonna say it sounds pretty freeing. You probably get to don't get that sort of unshackled liberty that often, I guess.
Yeah. No, it was cool. It was cool to work with the living legend, Marv Wolfman himself.
Mm-hmm. So what it's called What If Dark Tomb of Dracula. So it's like where What If stories not dark enough, they had to throw the word dark to make it a darker version of What If in front of it. Like
they started it in August. There was like a What If Dark Gwen Stacy, Spider Gwen, and What If Dark.
They always turn pretty dark. That was the beauty of What Ifs. It was almost like if Spider-Man took a left instead of a right at the lights, like half of the New York died. That's like how most of the old What Ifs were.
Like I'm not sure what the thinking is, but
I love skimming through those because, like, what if Spider-Man kept his 6 arms and it's like the Fantastic Four are dead now? It's like, how did this happen? Yeah, like it's always something to that effect. Or like the what if the Punisher killed? I mean, that was obviously supposed to be a big thing, but what if Punisher like killed the Marvel Universe? Like that one's just him blowing people away left and right.
So does anyone have any opening retrospective statements before we get into our X points
about just X-Men in general,
or our award ceremony, perhaps?
No. So I mean, I guess we kind of wrapped it up on the last episode of the series, in which we all pledged we would kill ourselves at the end of this episode. And I mean, I know David didn't get that memo, but I'm hoping he's on board.
He's worked with Marv Wolfman now.
Dave's like, I'm super okay with it. That'd be a hell of a way to end the show. In this play I was just in, it ends with what seemingly seems to be me shooting myself in another room, and then I come out to reveal I didn't. But I told the guy that watches through the door and kind of reacts when he thinks I'm dead. I said the last night I'm actually just gonna, because he sees me standing backstage. I said I'm just gonna do it. I said I'll just pull a real gun out and just blow my head up and just see how the end of that like be the ultimate end to a play and just really really go out with a bang. Someday. No, I'm excited to chat about the show. It's nice to have a retrospective of 5 years, seasons of this show, and I guess we'll save all my ruminations on the series more so as we go along. But I'd say if
points for the end,
we have X points for this one.
Well, I didn't think of any.
Okay, I was going to say no. I'm woefully unprepared.
Okay, so let's skip that then.
All right. My only comment was going to be, I expect it to have a lot. I expect it, like the diamond in the rough thing. I expect it to have a lot more rough and a lot less diamonds than we actually got. I was actually quite surprised at the end of the series. Even at season 5, which is universally maligned by most fans, like there was a lot of good in there and way more than I expected. So
that I don't remember, but. Seasons 1 to 4, I'm with you.
In 5, there's some decent. I mean, we can chat about it as we go along, but in 5, there's. I mean, the animation certainly takes a hard tank after the what do you call that stuff? The Warlock, the Phalanx storyline. But it's even Jubilee's Fairy Tale Theater I didn't hate as much as I thought I would. Oh, you found the scores?
No, I'm a new one. Cousin Dave did me up a template. I didn't quite have time to finish it. I'm halfway through season 4. I have to go.
A lot of zeros towards the end. A lot of zeros.
Yeah.
Really peters off there.
Is there a 4.3? What the hell?
But I'll have it finished by next episode. Oh, long shot. We didn't like that one.
How do we get points? I guess it's an average. All right.
But so it's there. We can go through that a bit later too, but I don't want it to color the awards.
Man, that episode is almost completely out of my head. It was so bad.
But yeah, so almost finished it. Actually, I was most of the way through season 4. And
cool.
Season 5 is still pretty fresh, so by next episode I'll have it done. But we have a chart now, and all that X-Men evolution.
We're coming into the millennia. We got charts. We're really up and coming. We're on the cutting edge of technology here.
Exactly.
AI could be doing this show for us, but we got charts. That's what we're.
Welcome to the first X-ies Awards, X-Men TAS edition. Woo! Woo!
Surely you've learned by now that there is no more important work than teaching the young.
Charles is so idealistic. For a guy that's seen as much hatred and bigotry as he has, he's just like, I just love that he holds on to his idealism all the way through.
Well, he doesn't finish his thought there. He wants to teach the young how to be child soldiers.
Oh, of course. Well, that's key. I mean, he wants to teach them to follow his iron rule.
Well, so the way we're going to do this award ceremony here is André and I will each bring a nomination, and perhaps we will agree for each of these awards. And if there isn't an agreement, our guest Dave Cutler here will decide the winner of the award.
Oh, Dave's the impartial judge.
I think there are some clear right and wrong answers to some of these, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
well, it's good because I don't think I've looked at the list recently, so we'll see how this pans out.
Well, first we have some X-Goons Choice Awards for our Patreon X-Goons.
Ooh.
We had 4 X-Goon Choice Awards. So our first award of the night is who makes the best fake names?
So this is just like our profile names when we come on?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, obviously it's me.
Obviously it's me, but
What?
we had a lot of abstentions on this one. So it's actually split 50-50.
Shut up. There's no way.
Yeah, so there is no winner, but I'll have you know the vote for you was actually a coin flip. So at least my vote was real.
The vote for me was a coin flip? What do you mean? Oh, somebody said to flip a coin?
Yeah, X-Goon
Well, then
Ryan
you
couldn't
then
decide
you
'cause
should
he
win.
loves us both.
You should win if that's the case. However, I do think objectively mine were more clever.
All right, I'll take the win just because your best one was a gift from me, buddy.
André that was pretty great. Yes, it was pretty great, I must say.
All right, yay for me then. All right, best review guest. Oh, Dave, you're in this one.
Oh God.
Well, my vote's saved actually.
You don't get to vote, but Dave, you unfortunately came in second.
Oh no. Oh no,
Yeah.
Adam Gorham.
Nope, X-Man Dan, clear winner.
man,
X-Man Dan is loved by the X-Goon.
X-Man Dan is the one who came in
Dan.
over the people that work for Marvel. Not that I don't love X-Man Dan, but it's just, wow.
We've
That's
got nothing
surprising.
to offer the world.
You got lots. Tons.
X-Man Dan. So congratulations, X-Man Dan.
I'll see you in hell.
I'd love if Dave just took this incredibly personally and just got like ridiculously upset. He just started throwing shit and screaming, like ripping stuff off the wall. What?
I was robbed.
He's already drinking the Kool-Aid.
And he gets super angry too. He's like, "You this bullshit show, and you fuckers!" Like he just started screaming, like just talking to Stan and Lois. It'd be so good.
It's politics. It's all politics.
It's all politics. That is true.
X-Man Dan's a political
City
player.
Hall, buddy. You can't fight City Hall.
Best interview. What do you think this one's going to be? The winner is Eric and Julia Leewald with 50% of the vote.
That was like the first one.
Yeah.
That was very
Storm
long.
got a vote, and so did Lawrence.
I would assume
Allison
Lawrence would. I'm surprised Lenore didn't.
There's a lot of good interviews to choose from there, yeah. But the Leewalds, the people love it. All right.
Personally, what was your favorite, Devin? Did you some side notes? I mean, we are doing a retrospective here, so
probably Allison.
Oh yeah, I guess Storm is your person. I think mine. Actually, everybody was great. Like nobody's better than. I like Lawrence a lot.
Yeah,
he was super fun. But I actually really liked Adrian Huff. I thought he was
great too.
Super cool guy. And
you bailed halfway through that interview to deal with your cat being poisoned by Drano, which
I came
upset
back.
both Adrian and I.
He wasn't. She wasn't
environmentally unfriendly.
She wasn't poisoned, and she was fine. In fact, I
the
believe
environment
she's hiding
was
under
environment. She, as in Mother Earth, was poisoned, André. Anyway.
Okay, well, have you know it's been fixed. The drain was a new thing was put in. It hasn't happened again. So,
and best segment of our show. And for that one,
it's gonna be X
check
points.
this out. This one is actually a 4-way split, so you're gonna have to decide this one, Dave. So X points got a vote. Party Like It's apostrophe 97 got a vote. X casting got a vote, and
X casting was
this
fun.
out got a vote. So you can choose between those 4 and decide the winner. There, Dave.
It's X points for the win.
X points for the win.
Well, that one certainly, because that one was every episode. So yes, it was far more prolific than any of the others.
Well, hey, check this out. It's every episode.
That's true. Actually, that one was fun. It is nice to bring other stuff to the table.
So thanks for your votes there at Patreon X-Goons. We love you. And now let's move on to our next award. The more like the Razzie of the X-ies. The worst episode.
The worst episode of our show?
Worst episode.
Or the worst episode of X?
Show.
Okay, I think you meant of our show. I was going to say all of them. They're all tied.
All of them. Yeah.
The worst episode of the entire show. Oh, it's got to be More Like Christmas. I'm sorry, Dave. I know you have an affinity for it.
No,
it's
not
so,
More Like Christmas.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
I disagree.
No, it is. I gave that like an incredibly low score, did I not? Because I remember I hated it.
I didn't get there in my chart. I didn't get to Morlock.
It was very bad. It was very very bad. Okay, I think it's got to be More Like Christmas for me. That one stands out in my head as being the worst one.
For me, it's definitely Secrets Not Long Buried. That Cowboy Town Cyclops episode.
Oh, that was not great either.
That was the worst episode. It was hard to watch. It was so bad.
As far as we don't have a category on like characters that got like utilized the least in this show, because if so, I think Cyclops is one of them.
Cyclops was one of them.
He hardly gets, and he gets like maybe 2 standalone episodes, and they're both not fantastic. The one with his dad isn't
Purple Man.
Bad. Oh, right, the Purple Man one.
No, we didn't. We didn't rate his episodes good. If I bring up my chart again here, so for the Cyclops, very specific episodes, mostly finished chart. Thank you. Cyclops episodes. Well, look, Secrets Not Long Buried, the one I'm talking about. We both gave 3s. We both gave 3s.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. It was not a good. It was not a good episode, and
nothing else gets quite that low.
What I love is when they just invent a new character that we're all supposed to think is like some big part of everyone's life. Like there's like, here's another doctor that Cyclops really is best friends with that we've never heard of before and never will again.
Anyway, it's definitely Secrets Not Long Buried. Dave.
Well, my vote is certainly More Like. I know. Well, he's not going to go for More Like Christmas. So, and I love Christmas, and I like the Morlocks. But that episode, man, the horrible singing, the ridiculous Jean Grey and Gambit fighting in the kitchen.
That's the best part.
That's better than anything in Secrets.
It's so off-brand. It doesn't make any sense for any kind of connect. Like she seems to hate everything he does. And he does, like,
why do you hate
for
fun?
No reason. I hate
fun and Christmas.
I hate inconsistency. They literally
there's like she's a white lady with white lady cooking who doesn't want any spice anywhere near anything she does.
Summer savory. A bit of summer savory.
There has to be a worse episode than that Cyclops episode, but I guess I have to side with you. But there has to be a worse one. I don't think there is one worse than that one. I don't think there is. We couldn't hardly get through it. We didn't want to, like, he doesn't have his powers. Like, none of the side characters are anyone you've ever heard of. Like Toad's in it, isn't he?
Yeah, but Toad, they don't even let Toad say anything. He's just sort of
Tusk makes an appearance, which
Tusk is the best character in the whole episode.
He doesn't even say or do anything.
Well, there you go. It's Secrets Not Long Buried.
Secrets Not Long Buried is the worst one. All right. Best dramatic moment.
Oh, God. What did you pick for this one, Davan? You go for it.
It's when Jean Grey takes the life essence of all the different X-Men and she says something super sweet about each one of them as she's taking a piece of their life essence to sustain herself. It made me cry. It was very good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's also an episode of Sailor Moon.
There you have it.
I think that might be the best one, is the Sailor Moon episode. Let's go for that one. I had a few that I liked. I'm trying to think of the one I would like the best. Dramatic. I mean, I liked the Meg. No. Is that one of the best? I think you might be right. I think it might be. I mean, it's certain. Actually, like the end of the time. No. I think the what? No, I think the end of. I think for me, I'm going to go with Beyond Good and Evil Part 4, the end of the beginning, when they have the final showdown with Apocalypse and drop him into time for all eternity. I thought that like he had such the gravitas of that episode and how it all linked towards everything and all got to this big thing. It seemed very much like that should have been the end of the series, and I know that they thought it was. And I just thought, like, as far as tying everything up and making this big dramatic moment, tossing Apocalypse through time was, and it had a lot of fun cameos from, like, you know, space people and stuff. I was in for that one. I'm going with that one.
It feels like too much power to get to decide.
Yeah, well,
it's all yours.
Special guest, Dave.
We
don't bring in anybody.
All that power.
Professional.
Well, this time we got to go with André and Apocalypse.
Yeah,
because I love Apocalypse and I don't love Jean.
Because she's a white lady with no spices.
With no spices. In her gumbo
It's a tale
or
of two
whatever.
Daves. Cousin
Spiceless
Dave's
Gene.
crashing the party.
Holy shit, there's 2 Daves.
Now who's arrived?
Dave, aren't you in Toronto as well?
Burlington.
Oh, we can have 2 Ontario Daves in one space.
Oh, see you then.
There can be only one.
You 2 have to meet at the CN Tower and have a fist fight. Whoever wins gets to stay on the show.
All right. Well, they filmed part of X-Men the movie like when they get off Liberty Island right across the street here. So we're better.
Okay. Well, Dave, meet him there and you can get in a fist fight with him and tell me how it goes.
All right, we're two funniest. We're doing the X-ies here, Cousin Dave.
Oh, okay.
If you have any nominations, feel free to jump in. But Dave Cutler here gets the deciding vote on these nominations. All right. So funniest moment. This one was a tough one for me. Like there's like everything about the Tad.
That's pretty good.
There's what you think they doing up there? But I figure you're gonna nominate Gambit, so I'm gonna say when Jubilee does that Storm impression, she's like, "I am Jubilee, mistress of the fireworks," or whatever, and she's just like, I don't know. That one made me laugh.
I mean, I feel like one of the beastisms would probably be one of the funniest because they're all just so ridiculous. I can't think of
They're
one
so great.
specifically,
Yeah.
but there's like, the one where he's like, he does this really long explanation as to like that they should run, and then someone's like, "Do you mean run?" He's like, "To put it succinctly, yes," and then they run. I like that one.
Tennyson.
Yeah. Actually, no, that might be it. That might be it. That's gotta be it. That's like, I'm gonna go with Tennyson. That one, because he just says the whole speech and then just at the end, Tennyson.
Yeah, that's a great
Yeah,
one.
I'm going with Tennyson. Tennyson.
God.
Well, I want to reward the show. And I feel like Andre's making fun of the show.
Well, I mean, anything that's hilarious is not intentionally so. I guess the Jubilee thing was supposed to be.
No, I mean, Wolverine and Gambit have like really funny one-liners and stuff.
I do like the time when I think Cyclops in this past season, Cyclops says to Wolverine, "I need your help," and he's like, "First time for everything." And that was funny too. But I don't know. I think Tennyson might be it for me. Tennyson.
Jubilee has a lot of funny lines, especially in the first season. But
The cat, the long-tailed cat in Room Full of Rocking Chairs is pretty great too.
I was going to hope that was somebody's quote. But
Yeah.
We're not to that one yet. But you know what another great Jubilee line is too? Is in the very first episode and she breaks that arcade machine. She's like, "Do you know how much that machine cost?" He's like, "Yeah, quarter."
A quarter. Glasses come down.
Yeah, that's
Does a mall baby eat chili fries? Iconic.
Yeah.
Iconic.
Yeah.
We still don't know. We still don't know if a mall baby does. But
No, we don't. We're going to be lingering. That answer may never get solved. Maybe they'll pick it up in season 6. Who knows?
Do you have a funniest moment there, Cousin Dave?
I'm not as I feel like a little out of my depth here because I didn't watch
All
every
right.
single episode back like you guys did.
You son of a bitch.
But those all sounded very funny.
Tennyson.
I'll tell you what mine is,
All right.
which won't get the award. The award goes to Jubilee. But mine is from the first episode that I did with you guys, where Bishop is talking about an assassin. La 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 la. He's back with the X-Men, and then Gambit walks into the room and says, "Everyone can relax. Gambit has arrived." And then Bishop loses his mind. He's like, "Assassin!" And blah, blah, blah. So in actuality, no one can relax.
That's what your sub name is in today. That's funny.
Yeah.
That one's pretty solid too.
Yeah.
Bishop had a lot of funny ones. Like anytime he goes back, like it's like he's Sisyphus rolling this boulder uphill for eternity. Every time he goes back to the future, it's just like, Forge comes around the corner in a weird different body, and he's like, "It's all fucked up again. It's different this time. No matter what you do, it's just gonna keep getting fucked up in a different way."
I think Cousin Dave heard that most guest appearances talk and had to get his numbers up.
Oh, it's true.
I did. You know what? I also didn't have dinner yet, and I felt like I was just pop in and say hello to you guys. But I feel like I'm not going to be able to keep up here. So
Well, that's all right. We're glad you jumped in and said hi.
But good to see you guys. Nice to meet you, Dave.
Nice to meet you as well.
And I'm going to bow out. And good job,
Yeah.
guys. Congratulations again on finishing all of those episodes. That was
thanks.
Get that strength up for when you got to fight Dave Cutler. So
yeah. I'll see you in the park. All right.
Wouldn't it be great if they really did? Like we get footage of Dave and Dave just fist fighting in the park. It'd be fantastic.
All right, here's best
Tested.
quote. I mean, best quote, funniest moment could there's a bit of overlap there, maybe. But I went a little more serious with this one.
No.
Oh, really?
I have a feeling I'm going to side with you if you went serious.
Is it rocking chairs? But no, I went serious. I went, people will always fear what they do not understand. They say it more than once in the series, and it describes the plight of the X-Men. And summarizes the whole series the best in a very few words. That's what I went with.
Oh, really? I'm going to go with something that is much cooler. I am the rocks of the eternal shore. Crash against me and be broken.
Yes.
That was one of the best line. That was the best line to ever come out of the show.
That was my second pick, so I'm glad you picked it.
Whoever wrote that deserves every award. That is fucking so badass.
That is the best one. I just tried to get serious a moment, but that is.
Well, that was pretty goddamn serious.
Too. That's what I thought you were going to go with, something from Apocalypse. But Apocalypse has some.
I am the rocks upon the eternal shore.
Killer lines. Lines.
Crash against me and be broken. I got to use that in a wrestling promo at some point in the future. I'm definitely going to use that in my next wrestling promo, which I got to record sometime soon. That's awesome. That's fantastic. That's to me. That's Apocalypse. Beast and Apocalypse probably have the best quotes, but Apocalypses are far more epic, and Beast is mostly just quoting other people, but this is purely Apocalypse.
Yep. So, best comic adaptation. For me, this one was easiest. It was the Dark Phoenix saga. I have the trade there, and it's almost beat for beat. They cut out a bit of fat that you don't even need. It might even be the best telling of that story. It's close with the comic.
I would like to see that. Really I would like to see the tragic ending and then bring her back later. But I did think it was very good. I don't think I can really argue with you on that one. I feel like no, the Wolverine and Silver Samurai stuff wasn't that great. I'm trying to think of something else that was that was so epic. I like the Phalanx story, but I don't think that was pulled from the comic. I think that was kind of its own thing.
Oh, sure it was. It was pulled from the Phalanx Covenants.
Yeah, but did it have that particular group of people teaming up together when everyone else? Yeah, exactly.
No, it's a lot looser.
Yeah, so.
But that's even in the Phoenix Saga. It's not the same roster of X-Men.
Yeah, I mean I was just thinking about the Brood stuff, but there was that Cody episode, which wasn't that great either.
Oh,
I think that would be my number 0. That would be my least favorite.
What did we give that one? Hold on.
Bonkers.
It wasn't very.
We weren't high on that one either. Where is it? It's Love in Vain. That one. There it is. 5s. Well, better than the 3s we gave Secrets Not Long Buried.
I mean, the Genosha story was kind of interesting. The Savage Land thing was pretty fun. But as far as iconic X-Men stories that were depicted in the series, I feel like the first season had a lot more than others. They kind of went off their own way after the first season. But yeah, I think I'll go. I think I have to agree with you on that one. It's pretty great.
All right. Unanimous.
Oh, the Days of Future Past episodes are really fun, though.
They're great.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
it's not as good. It changes the story a lot more.
Yeah,
adaptation.
It brings together a bunch of threads. The X-Men often did the same kind of thing in the comics, with repetition. They tie in the Bishop stuff. I like that, but I do think I do agree that it's probably
yeah, I think so. I think that's a close second because I really did like that story. Slide in Bishop instead of Kitty Pryde. No, that was interesting, but it was fun and it kind of set up that whole space stuff. Although I do think that the Storm Wolverine episode with that's sort of an Age of Apocalypse riff where they're from the
Time Fugitive.
That was
really
pretty great
good.
too. But no, I think you have to say it's Star Phoenix. I mean, it's a 4-parter. It was big. It kind of covered the whole expanse. We got Gladiator and Juggernaut and all that fun stuff mixed in with all that. It was fun. Yeah, it was well, actually, it was like 6 parts, wasn't it?
No, the Phoenix Saga was 5 parts. The Dark Phoenix Saga was 4 parts.
Okay, so together, it's all. I would loop a lot of that together, but yeah, no, it's pretty great. So, yep, I go with that one. I don't think we need to argue on that one.
Best cameo.
Well, there's very few characters that actually cameo. Most of them are just seen in the background, or like Black Panther in Africa just hiding behind a rock, or Spider-Man's
sort of what I'm
shooting
talking
some
about.
webbing. Oh well,
Yeah.
I mean, there are people that show up like you never see again. Like, okay, you know what my vote will be? Iceman in Cold Comfort, because he actually is a guest star. We never see him again. He's in one episode, and that whole thing with X Factor, that was fun. I liked that. I would have liked to see more of it.
Dave did not like that episode.
No. I feel bad for how little I like that episode.
Yeah.
But at least it was a throwback to, because like Angel showed up enough times, more than one. I guess what's the
lots of
parameters here? If like I do really like Nightcrawler.
Well, my
Can I
choice
pick
is
him?
Spider-Man's hand.
Oh, that's ridiculous. That's like
No
this.
way, it's Spider-Man. We got Spider-Man in the series. It's there.
Okay,
you
so
only need his hand.
when you can pick
So you
someone like Nightcrawler, or
Well, what's the dictionary definition of a cameo?
that's a good point.
For me, when I chose cameo, I was thinking just rando in the background that they stick in for fun.
Yeah.
But-
Do you have
Okay.
a separate category? For
Yeah, do you have a
star?
guest star one then?
Yeah, we do best supporting actor. Oh, we'll do guest star as well then. Yeah.
Okay, fine. If it's just people that show up, I think don't we see the Living Tribunal at one point, just in like a run by?
I'm going to say yes.
I'm pretty sure we do when people are reacting to some, or Doctor Strange we see react to like something going on. We also see like Nick Fury watching a TV screen at one point. The Punisher is on a video game cartridge. There's lots of like strange little ones like that. But I'd say the Living Tribunal, because he's such a cool Marvel character and design that I thought was neat seeing him. I want to double check that he actually is in it. But
Yeah, I can't find him.
But maybe it was. I thought it was him in the X-Men.
I don't remember him in there.
I'm pretty sure they're like flashing through like people
Well,
reacting.
it can't be the best one if we can't even remember.
Maybe
if
it was
happened.
Destiny then, or
It's-
maybe Eternity. Maybe it was Eternity.
Strange and Clea at the ski lodge were pretty funny.
Oh, in the background, yeah.
Yeah.
Although we did see Doctor Strange at one point, like in the Sanctum, react to something, didn't they? When
we
like
did,
the reality was being. I mean, that was pretty great.
Spider-Man's hand. 100%.
No, no. At least you get to see the full person. I'd rather do one of those. I'll say Nick Fury when he's like hanging out with like
Machine.
Bridge and War Machine. That was pretty great. What do you say,
What do you
Dave?
think, Dave?
I
Cops
don't
are
want to side with Spider-Man's hand, but you didn't really give me another.
It's Spider-Man. What else do you need?
Yeah, I mean that excited me the most as a kid for sure. Just
Yeah,
a glimpse of Spider-Man's
funny.
hand.
But then you actually get a crossover episode in the Spider-Man cartoon.
Two. Spider-Man's hand is the winner.
It is the winner.
All right. Best multi-part story.
I like the
What did
Phalanx
you-
Covenant.
Okay, the Phalanx Covenant. I didn't get to those on my chart here yet, but I think we did rate it high. The other two ones were One Man's Worth. No, that's the one. That's what.
Oh,
Time Thief
I'm
did.
changing my answer. I know it's not going to matter, but Ghost Rider. When
Oh yeah, that's a good
remember,
one.
yeah, because he's
Gambit.
probing the memories and Ghost Rider shows up, which I thought was super cool.
Damn,
And
that's
it
a
was
good
like
one.
the Danny Ketch Ghost Rider. I thought that was really neat. So I forgot about that one. There's also a robot version of the Punisher that shows up too. But I think that's great. We'll go with that.
So the story you were talking about earlier with like Wolverine and Storm in the future as a
yeah, that was pretty
relationship
great too. That was two.
That's actually One Man's Worth. That's when they have, because like they have to go save Xavier because getting rid of him. screwed
Yeah,
over
that
the world.
stupid guy from the future that has ridiculous powers that can time travel. What was his name
But-
again? The,
Trevor
Fitzroy.
the mutant master mold.
There was Fitzroy and Bantam.
Fitzroy, that's what it was.
Yeah, but the other one that we gave 2 10s to in a 2-parter was my pick, and that is Sanctuary.
What
both
happens
gave
in
them-
Sanctuary?
That's the one with Asteroid M, and there's like a lot of UN stuff, and like it's quite political, but it's like in Magneto coming down and gathering followers, and
See, that's a
That's
contender
where-
for. That's
what
a
you think
contender
they
for
doing
best. That's a contender for best adaptation because it's actually way better than the comic source material.
which was like X-Men 1 to 3 or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got all that fun stuff with what's his face there, the guy the villain Cortez, the Fabian Cortez.
Yeah, that's where, he loses his shit later on. That's not
Yeah,
where
but
quite
he
loses
when
his
he's
shit.
like the Apocalypse's minion in season
Yeah.
5, he's totally
That's
off the
when he goes
rails, but he's
crazy.
pretty off the rails in that one too.
True, he's pretty
Yeah.
great. We do love Fabian Cortez. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I
mean,
picked Sanctuary.
You know what? I'll say Days of the Future Past because I really do like that one, and I feel like it needs some recognition. It was 2 parts and it was fun. Dave was on the first part, I think. Were you, Dave, or the second part? And
Yeah,
I
the
still,
first part we ranked higher.
I still think it's great when when we were laughing about like how Jubilee's like Bishop's driving up to in a transfer truck, like goes through the gates of the mansion and just like barreling in, and she's like, "I like the look of this guy."
You actually shit on the second part. You gave it a 6.
Did I give it that low? Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah. What did I rate?
you might want to stick with Phalanx. You loved
Yeah, I'll
Phalanx.
st-
You liked
I'll stick with
one, and you
Phalanx.
loved One Man's Worth, the one with Storm and Wolverine.
I did
Yeah,
love
that
that
was
one.
well
I
done,
think I
so.
did think it had a nice, touching, sad little
You did.
love story. That one is probably, as far as like narratively with like a real heart to it, that one's probably better. I just the funness of all the interconnectiveness of getting to see young Forge team up with like modern X-Men, and Quicksilver's in there, Magneto. I don't know, that was pretty fun. I'm gonna stick with Phalanx.
And what was
All right.
your?
Mine is Sanctuary.
Asteroid M.
That's a tough one. It's a tough
Yeah.
one.
Did
I am going to go with André because I think you see some Age of Apocalypse character designs in that,
Hmm.
in the opening of that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Best single episode.
Oh wow, this is a tough one.
It's obvious. It's Beauty and the Beast.
The one with the blind woman and beast?
It's the only episode you and I both gave a 10 that wasn't part of a multi-part story.
Yeah. I guess.
Clearly the best.
I guess. I mean, I can't
I
argue
mean,
with
I
the
think-
numbers. The numbers don't lie.
What else did we? I think it is. Dave and I both gave Bloodlines a 10, but you gave it a 9.
What was Bloodlines? Is that the one with
Dave was on that one.
yeah, but tell me what the episode was about.
That was the one. Wasn't Quicksilver in that? No, that's Family Ties. Bloodlines was the second Nightcrawler one. I
Okay.
do believe.
Oh,
I did like the one where we find out that the leader, the Grayson Creed, is the son of Victor Creed. That's
a good one.
That one I really enjoyed, actually. He was so manically insane towards the end of it when he's just trying to shoot everyone with a helicopter, and then they just drop him off on his dad's doorstep as like punishment. Somehow they know where Sabretooth is, and they just don't do anything about it. They just use him as poetic justice when they need to drop his son off to him, and then you never
gave
see him again.
You gave Mojo Vision and Rogue's Tale a 10 as well.
I gave Rogue's Tale a 10.
Mm-hmm.
a Rogue's Tale is a dope episode. If I
Yeah,
It
it
was
was
a good
fun.
episode.
It is fun. Yeah. Oh yeah, that is a great episode. That's the one where you find out where she got her powers from, right? With
Mhm.
yeah,
yeah, that is a great episode. Mojo Vision. Mojo Vision was fun. It was pretty ridiculous. It reminded me a lot of Stay Tuned, which is a nostalgia-driven movie in my mind. But Mojo is just such a fun, ridiculous character. Yeah, I'll go with the Beast one. Let's do it. I'll side with Davan. He needs a win.
I think so far I've been alternating between you guys. I don't think Davan needs a win, but
Beauty
All
and the
right.
Beast.
That's fine.
It's a great episode.
I guess it just I'm agonizing over it too much. Let's go. I'm gonna say Mojo Vision because it's a fun action oriented
fun.
episode.
Our problem
David-
with our review of that episode was like we wanted more from the little TV shows they got thrown into.
Yeah,
We
they only
maybe
had
got-
a 20-minute
Yeah,
time.
yeah, I
limit,
know.
to cram everything in it, but it was pretty fun. There's some pretty inventive and intelligent stuff in there.
All right, Dave.
Break it up.
Beauty and the Beast or Mojo Vision?
oh, you went Mojo Vision. I can't give it to Dav. I can't. I don't even really like that episode.
No, you mocked it as being bad when you were on one time. I knew you weren't going to pick it. That's fine.
Yay!
It was on right before Mojo Vision, and you were on for Mojo Vision. You're like, at least it wasn't as bad as that like Beast Gets a Date one. And we're like, we both gave that 10s. You're like, oh.
And then we had he had the picture on the wall of later on you see he has a photo of her at his bedside or something like that. She's still around somewhere in there. It's almost like that other ex-girlfriend of Professor X's that only showed up occasionally when
Amelia Vaught.
yeah, and she was in the asteroid one in Sanctuary.
Yeah.
And then we see her I just love how she seems to have a whole arc going on that we never really see. Every time we drop in on her, she's had some kind of a evolution. Like later on, she's just helping them. She's like, it's cool now. I'm fine. I'm happy to help you guys. And before she's like, fuck you, Charles. I'm going to the moon with Magneto. Like,
He has that photo to remember her by, and she has a book of carpet samples.
You know,
Just bad.
A thing we missed for the funniest moment too is when like Charles and Magneto are being chased around that big rock by a T-Rex. And they're just like running around in circles.
Oh, yeah.
The T-Rex. That's pretty hilarious too.
oh, they're running in the circle around the crate.
Yeah. The T-Rex.
That whole like at the end of every episode, we just got another Magneto and Charles being in another situation where it seems like they're gonna die.
Those are pretty great.
It was fun for a while, but towards the end of that season, I'm like, just hurry up and tell me what the fuck's going on here.
As a kid, it just meant I got to go to the bathroom early. Like I'd never stayed for those bits.
Oh, really? That's
All
funny.
right.
I mean,
Best henchman.
Of all of them, like everybody's henchman.
Yeah. I'm going Fabian Cortez. It's got to be Fabian. He's just such a loose unit.
He elevates. I guess he is a henchman in both, but no, he was actually totally subservient to Apocalypse.
And Magneto.
But he did turn on Magneto and turn on him. So
henchmen do that sometimes.
I mean, Eric the Red is pretty great.
True.
I liked him. I like is it Handsome George? Is that his no Handsome
Gorgeous George.
Gorgeous George.
George.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
He's pretty fun. His design is cool. I mean, there's a lot of them. I mean, would Juggernaut be considered a henchman?
No. He's a main villain for sure.
Black Tom.
There's
sort
2
of pulls his
episodes
strings.
named after him. I'd call Black Tom his henchman, if anything. But no, not really. Neither of them are really henchmen.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think I can say that. I mean, like there are some strong contenders, but I think, I mean, Mystique is one too, right? So Sabretooth.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think you're right. Just as far as
Sabretooth's pretty great. I don't know if I'd count him as a henchman.
pure comedy, Cortez certainly was the most entertaining of all those options. 100%.
Fabian Cortez. All right, here we go. Best guest star hero.
Captain
There's your
America,
Iceman.
I guess.
There's
Or
your,
Iceman.
there's your
so
Iceman, big.
Iceman, Captain America. Whatever options we got? Iceman,
Quicksilver.
Captain America, Quicksilver,
Nightcrawler
and Scarlet
Colossus.
Witch.
I'm gonna pick Nightcrawler.
Yeah, I like Colossus though. He's pretty great.
Oh,
he's
was
pretty
great,
funny too.
He is funny.
He's only been on a couple episodes. I mean, Angel showed Banshee was fun too. Angel was all right when he showed up.
Oh, jeez. You know what? I might have to change mine. I really do enjoy Colossus. He's very funny.
Yeah,
You American girls, strange girls.
strange girls. You Americans.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick Colossus.
He's like picking up a tank and throwing it away, and he's just so like jovial. But he's like, you Americans and your crazy customs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I do like Nightcrawler, but I'm not a big fan of the religious proselytizing, so I think I'll probably have to go with Colossus. He's pretty great.
All right, we agree. Colossus. Interesting. All right, so star of the series, villain, star character. Who's the villain?
The best villain?
Yeah, who's the star villain?
Apocalypse. It's got to be. I mean, Magneto is a villain for one season, maybe like 3 episodes in one season, and then a tentative friend for most of the rest of the series.
I didn't pick either of them.
Really? You think someone's better than Apocalypse? Sinister?
Yeah. No.
Who are you gonna say?
Graydon Creed.
Yeah.
He just keeps coming back. And he just gets more and more like horrible and racist.
The one when he finds out that I remember we're trying to figure out who did the voice of Beastly and we couldn't remember. It was him.
Yeah.
It was the guy that did the voice of Graydon Creed.
That's why when he starts losing his shit, like I'm like, there's some little cartoon weirdo that has that exact voice.
It's Beastly.
It's so distracting. That's Beastly.
Yeah, we figured it. We figured it out during that episode.
Yeah. I'll go with Beastly Creed.
Beastly Creed. I was going to stick with Apocalypse, but because I don't know, Creed was more of an annoyance than a real threat. Apocalypse was a valid threat in many episodes.
He stirs up the hatred of humanity.
That's true, but he is the
real threat.
He is the son of 2 mutants who somehow didn't become a mutant himself.
Yeah, that's very rare.
Yeah, he's Mystique's his mom and Sabretooth's dad. Nightcrawler is his half brother, right? Because that's when she was with the other guy. When she was in disguise.
Surprising Mystique didn't take Sabretooth on Maury.
That'd be a great episode. Can you imagine
Sabretooth
a whole episode
is not the father.
And then they surprisingly bring out Graydon Creed, and he's like, I don't care, fuck you guys. When they always come out, they're yelling at the audience with their boys. I don't care. I do what I want. I do what I want.
He's throwing cars instead of chairs, killing people in the audience.
That one bouncer that they used to always cheer for, he just like rips his head off.
Steve.
That's what it was. Yeah.
He's just like, I'm not a racist. I'm a friend of humanity. You people are the racists.
Remember that golden era in the 90s where like that was a thing, and there actually was a viable market for rent and for sales of Too Hot for TV episodes where they would just show the episodes without the blurs on the nudity. It's so ridiculous.
It was a special time.
I really want to see that 400-pound woman who can't decide which of her 6 lovers is the father of her 3 children without her top on. Thank God I now can by renting this Too Hot for TV Volume 4 version of Jerry Springer.
So is it Graydon Creed or Apocalypse?
It's Apocalypse.
Okay.
I love that Graydon Creed episode, though. I love most of the episodes that Graydon Creed is in, but Apocalypse is like...
He was the big bad of the series.
Oh, yeah,
100%.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, star character hero.
I can guess Davs.
Yeah, all right. André says Wolverine. I'll go with Storm.
Of course you're going to go with Storm.
That's what I thought.
No, but yeah. I'll go with Storm. Wolverine, because honestly, I think it is probably Wolverine.
Wolverine actually, if you watch, like retrospectively going back and watching all of the show from the start till now, obviously thinking about it, Wolverine actually kind of has an arc. Like he actually goes from being a kind of a gritty, loner who really doesn't work well with others to actually becoming quite a team player who puts aside he has respect for Scott, puts aside his love for Jean Grey to let them be together, and has real growth as a character. He actually is a much calmer, more team player by the end of the series than he was at the start. Storm's great from the beginning, but there isn't really an arc. She just is great.
Sure. And special mention to Beast, just because he lights up the screen every time.
Beast is probably the most charismatic for sure. I mean, that's probably thanks to the George Buza, but he is pretty great as well. I don't know, I just think Wolverine is cool. He's a good mixture of a character arc and an interesting character, and I mean, plus he's always been cool, which is why people like him. He's a cool character. He's the guy in the group that doesn't take orders well. And they're usually always the more popular one. But I don't know. I feel like you really seen him change as a character.
All right, I agree. It's Wolverine.
Well, I was going to say that that it was Storm because I'm not a racist.
Oh no, I miscalculated. There's something wrong with my screen. I gotta go. Yeah. I have to go draft a letter to my lawyer.
No, I mean it is Wolverine. Wolverine's one of the only. Well, no, I don't want to say it now because there's a category coming up later that'll probably say that.
David did his homework because I have no idea what's coming next.
Best supporting actor, hero. So, but that doesn't need to be hero. Actually, it's just best supporting actor. Like the actor who comes back probably does more voices than one, maybe not. For me, I picked Uncle Lawrence Bain, and I'll tell you why. Because I asked him about this earlier today to clarify. He plays not only what we talked about on the show, which is Eric the Red, Captain America, and Cable, obviously the Wild Man of Borneo, but he also played Corsair and Fabian Cortez. And that Fabian Cortez, like the
He
height
was
of
Cortez?
madness stuff. He was Cortez as well.
Wow. Okay.
So
Well, then
Cortez, Cable, and Corsair.
Yeah. So we're giving it to voice actor that makes the role. Okay. Well, then
exactly.
yes, 100%. I say I agree.
Yep. Lawrence Bain, winner.
He wasn't Cortez, was he? We
He
looked
was
up his
Cortez.
voice.
I asked him today
Wow.
because I looked up a thing and it said he was, and I was like, "Wait, that doesn't right. We didn't talk about that." But then I asked him today, and he was, "Yep, Cortez and Corsair."
I mean, Corsair's pretty great. So yeah,
And he's great too. Yeah. So best actor, villain. Yeah. I chose Christopher Britton. Yeah.
yeah,
He was
Sinister's
really
pretty
good.
great.
He was so creepy.
What does he do?
I mean, he's Mr.
Sinister?
Sinister.
Hello, Move. He's just like so like creepy.
I mean,
And then he
Apocalypse is pretty great too, but yeah, Sinister.
Apocalypse, like the acting is like it's perfect. It's John Colicos, but it's the same thing every time. Like there's no variation.
And not to, no pun intended, but there's a sinister edge to everything he says that is very very well done. I thought it's super cool. Yeah,
And
after
the one where goes back in time and does his origin was really good and gave him some different stuff to do.
I love how that one glosses over the fact that he's like, like he made Jack the Ripper and is getting him to go get like, organs from prostitutes. Like it's something that like they candy coat over for a kid show, but in the reality of what he did or what he is or what he's doing is horrifying. Like he's just getting this lunatic to just rip the organs out of prostitutes so he could use them for his studies.
Yeah, it's pretty awful. They definitely glossed over that pretty fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And our final category, best actor hero. And for me, it's Lenore. Like Rogue got the most varied material to work with. She got a lot of funny stuff, a lot of serious drama stuff, a lot of like crazy screaming because she feels the powers and like a lot of that crazy.
I feel like
Lots to
Rogue
work
really
with.
dropped off for like the last 2 seasons of the show, though. You barely see her.
It's true, but I still think as far as like the range of acting we saw from any of them, I think maybe Lenore had the most.
I'm gonna give it to
They
Beast.
nailed it.
I'm gonna give it to Beast. He's pretty
He's
great.
too.
Of all the voices, I mean, there are 2 voices in the show. I mean, all the voices are pretty iconic. Like if I hear any of those,
Gambit's
voices,
so good too.
yeah, like most of the voices that I hear when I think of these characters in my head are the voices from the show. But Beast, I think Beast inches just a little further ahead. Because I really like. I think Buzza was Buzza? Okay, was the best. Was literally like I feel like there's a perfect alchemy to the show in a lot of ways. Like a lot of these characters' voices are really really good. I mean, actually, the guy did the voice. Well, we already said villain, but I feel like we should mention that Sabretooth was such a good voice too for the villains.
Don Franks,
Yeah.
so good.
And star of My Bloody Valentine, which is always fun. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go Booza for mine. Beast is undeniable. Undeniable
Beast versus
but Rogue is too. They're both really good ones. I just feel like I need to go with Beast.
Well, back when I was going to pick my own, the first thing that came to mind for all of these was Rogue, the Lost Lenore. So I'm gonna go Rogue. I love the way her voice cracks when it goes high or loud. Like there's like
Ain't that enough?
real warmth and character to that voice, and I genuinely love it, and I think she does a great Batman the Animated Series level job.
That is true.
Shout out for her interview as well. Like she told us very candid stories and stuff, and really good interview. Yeah, so that was the first ever X-ie Awards.
Yeah, well, will it be another one? I guess when the other series ends in 50 years' time.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Who knows? We're unpredictable. We like to have fun here. Well,
That's
speaking
true.
of having fun, since we're not doing none of our normal segments, let's play a game.
Any of our normal segments, Davan?
Well, we'll
please?
play a game.
I'm just kidding.
Let's
People
play a
love
game.
when you correct their English. It's their grammar. It's very important.
What did I say?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay. Let's play Make a Mutant, shall we? Yay, Make a
Oh
Mutant.
God.
Surely you've learned by now that there is no more important work than teaching the young.
That music.
All right, we're gonna make a mutant, the three of us. So how are we gonna do it this time? One of us will choose we're all gonna do it. This person's gonna be packed with 3 powers and 3 characteristics. So we're both gonna all of us are gonna pick a physical characteristic and a power that this mutant has. And I'm gonna start with Dave. Put you on the spot.
What?
Yeah, you're a professional. You
I
have
don't
to be
even
better
remember how
at
this
this than us.
works. I don't even remember.
Yeah,
how
you
this works.
pick a physical characteristic and a power. And then at the end, based on all our choices, we'll come up with the best name for this character. Or just pick one. Just pick we'll do the physical characteristic.
No, I got both.
Okay.
They're 4'1".
Okay.
Power is they're very slippery.
Okay, so frictionless.
Are you describing
Or like slippery as in like wet?
Yeah, like a bar soap.
So, Dave, have you recently watched the episode of The Simpsons where Willie gets greased up and slides through the vents at the school?
No,
Grease me up, woman.
Because I feel as though you're just describing Willie from The Simpsons.
Willie's not 4 feet tall. Willie's a large man.
He's a little shorter than the average person, I believe.
And the ugliest man in Glasgow.
He's Rowdy Roddy Peeper. That man is sick. All right, so he's 4 foot tall and he's very slippery. Is that what
4'1".
4'1". Okay, sorry. That one is very important. Thank you for the
Might be to him. Probably is to him.
when you're that short, yeah. 4'1".
And slippery.
Actually, the cutoff for little person is 4'10", so he's a little person.
Mm-hmm.
He's Puck.
Yeah,
except he's slippery.
I wonder how
Slippery
tall Puck
Puck.
is.
That's a great name, Slippery Puck. He's like,
I think Puck's 4'8".
It's like a brand of Puck.
Like that.
He's like a hobbit. No,
He's
like
3'6", according to.
Oh,
Wikipedia.
3'6". Yeah, Puck's tiny. This guy's bigger than Puck.
I always forget Puck was not born a little person.
No, he's got a demon trapped inside him, and his body's compressing itself to keep the demon inside.
He was born 6'6". He wasn't born 6'6", but he grew that big.
How does that doesn't make any how would his muscles or his bones work if that was the case? Like,
Well, he's in pain all the time.
They're super compacted.
Yeah, that's why he's
powers
strong.
come from.
That's not how your insides work.
That's how his work.
It is
Okay.
when you have a
Magic.
demon.
Yeah, it's demons.
Well, I hope
And
I never
magic.
catch a demon. I mean, I'm happy to stay 6'2". I don't want to get any smaller.
Also, watch for Alpha Flight number 5. I have 5 pages in it, and so in December.
Ooh,
5
awesome.
fill-in pages, and I did get to draw Puck.
It's been a
that's
good
fun.
series so far.
Yeah, Ed killed it. I think it's probably to me the best read of an Alpha Flight series ever.
It's good.
Dave, you would be the person to ask about this. If an enterprising young handsome bearded man was thinking about getting the Marvel Unlimited series, or is that what it is? The subscription service? Yeah. So that's just like everything, right? Pretty much.
There's basically all the major stuff from antiquity is there, and they're slowly adding all the like weird BS too, like stuff you wouldn't expect. And then you have to wait, like I think it's 3 months for new books to get added.
That's not so bad.
Basically everything is there. I kind of think that like working for Marvel, you should get a free subscription because I use it so much to reference stuff. But
you think you would?
Well, there you have it, Marvel. Dave Cutler hates. No, I'm just kidding. No, that's fair enough. I mean, you would kind of hope. I mean, that seems like. I mean, the days of them having to send you a box of comics with all the stuff you needed for reference for a story, like if you're a writer, or pictures of the artist. I mean, what did you have before? Just a copy of the Who's Who guide that they put every year, the encyclopedia, and then just go off of that.
Well, these days they send you a zip of like JPEGs, but it's never enough. So like for Tomb of Dracula, I was like back and forth through the 70 issues, basically looking for like what this guy looks like, what Castle Dracula looks like in the Marvel universe in the 70s and stuff. So it's invaluable.
What is it a month for this again?
I don't know. And the worst part is it's not like Netflix or whatever where there's a Canadian thing. So I get a notice every month like international transaction alert, and I always panic like what's going on? And it's always Marvel Unlimited.
Now I know that
it's $15 Canadian.
Oh, that's not bad. That's well worth it. I got the Kindle Unlimited thing a while ago, and because there was a bunch of graphic novels that showed up for free in it, and a lot of cool series too. And so I would just read random things that I want to catch up on, and I've actually grown to really enjoy it. Like I don't want to get rid of all physical comics, but to me, as far as space in my house goes, and the joy of being able to read, all these stories by the wayside that I want to read that without tracking down expensive trades and stuff, sounds pretty good to me.
Well, I'm slowly getting into more back issue floppies because I'm really in love with newsprint these days.
Yeah,
the old art looks on the when it soaks into the page. So it's kind of what I'm doing a lot of now.
When I was talking with one of my guests from last night, I've recorded my other podcast. They were talking about like Micronauts and Strike Force Morituri and some of those books that I really like, and the old floppies for those I would never want to give up. But I do love reading those stuff.
Morituri.
It's the best. It's one of the best comics that nobody ever talks about. It's so good.
I spent forever.
We are about to die.
That's what it means.
I spent forever and hundreds of dollars accumulating the entire. Where's my finger? The entire Claremont run in omnibus. And now I'm like, fuck these things.
Yeah, I know.
The paper's so glossy, and I'm like,
and also it's like it's not like if you want to read one, you can't just tuck that under your arm and read it on the subway. Like you need to sit at a table and put it in front of you and read it like an ancient tome. Like there's
or no if I'm on the couch, I have to put like 3 pillows on my lap to get it up to a comfortable.
And I have a ton of them. I probably have like 50 of those omnibus books, and it's like, reading them is a trial. Like I'm like if I'm like I'm going to read all of the Age of Apocalypse now, and then it's like. Boom, and then it's a big deal.
Yeah, I was loving it at first.
It is pretty great to have it on one spot.
Yeah, it is, and plus it looks nice on a shelf. So
it sure does. I got a bunch of John Byrne stuff, like tons of John Byrne stuff in the omnibuses.
I really want to get his Fantastic Four, but
I have both of those, yeah. And they recently put all his not like they're not quite in the full omnibus thing, but they're in a pretty big of all of his Man of Steel run, which I picked up too.
You know what I was thinking of? Because we were trying to pontificate on which character Lawrence was coming back on the show to play. Maybe it's Cortez.
That'd be interesting.
Because he's a character they use quite a bit in the comics.
And he did say, see if you can guess who I'm playing. So,
yeah. But yeah, pick a power and physical characteristics for Soap Boy here or whatever.
His hair is purple.
All right,
and so he's greasy. Does he expel like oil, or is he just like friction doesn't work well with him?
Not like nasty oil, like whatever soap is made out of, some kind of friggin' oil.
Soap is made of animal
lye.
fat.
It's
It's
made
grease.
of lye and fat. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's usually fat and grease, oil and fat. And
I think let me modify it. He's not always slippery, but the second he gets wet, he is slippery.
so he's a ground. Okay,
Slippery when wet. All right.
And I mean, like you can't.
Bon Jovi.
The juggernaut would grab him and he'd like just rock it off.
Like a hot dog
Into
fresh out of the
space.
pot. You just slippery wiener. All right, purple hair and a forked tongue.
That's 2 physical characteristics.
Oh,
not
I'm
a
sorry.
Power.
Purple. Sorry, my brain.
Depends what you do with it.
That's a good point. Yeah. All right, so purple hair, and man, this guy's going to be have ridiculous. I'm trying to think of something that kind of goes along with what Dave's power was, because otherwise he's just like a weird chimera of a character. Okay, he can breathe underwater. He can swim.
Okay, I'm making him a she, actually.
Okay.
That's my physical
whoa.
characteristic.
Wow. Did you just
And-
assume this made up character's gender?
No, you guys did. And I'm changing it to a woman. And
How progressive.
so yours is what? Can breathe underwater?
Correct.
All right. The one I'm going to choose can breathe in space.
That's just okay. Well, you basically like you just could breathe that oxygen is what I came up with, and then
No, actually, I have a better power. So, like concussive absorption. So if you like drop the soap, she doesn't get hurt.
Mm.
Yeah, like dense, like kind of Luke Cage maybe durability. Or else being slippery when wet would be quite dangerous for her.
All right. So 4
So what,
4'1", purple haired, female. Wait, your physical trait was just that she's a female. That's it.
well, we can add to that.
No, that's fine. I guess it just seems lazy. You know,
Purple hair's not lazy.
I like purple, and I actually think it's even cooler on a girl. But yeah,
that's why I changed it to a girl.
All right,
'Cause I
fine.
thought purple hair would be cooler too.
yeah, she's Psylocke. Congratulations.
Yeah, she's Psylocke.
She's
4'1"
4'1", slippery, water breathing Psylocke.
So what do we call this character? Slippery when wet.
If it was a guy, Slippery Pete would have been pretty great.
Yeah.
What's the female equivalent of Pete?
Patricia?
Patricia?
I don't know.
Well, that'd be Patrick.
That'd be Patrick, yeah. Yeah. So
What's another word for slippery?
soap?
Soap. She gets you clean.
Yeah.
All right, like Sliperia or something dumb like that is Slither. Let's call her Slither.
That's too snaky.
But she's oily and sea snake.
She could be like Squeaker.
Sea soap.
Skids with a Z. That'd be cool. The kids like that, right? No, I'm just kidding.
Soap drop.
This is terrible.
Yeah.
Is there a name for mini soaps, like those soaps you get at the hotel?
They're just called mini soaps.
Oh.
Mini soap's pretty fun name, actually.
Is your cat dying, Dave?
Oh, he just wants to get let out. I didn't know you could hear that.
Wow.
I feel like he's dying.
Yeah,
It was
it's
scary.
not a happy cat. Yeah. All right,
Well, like
that
if
wasn't
she's
our
good,
best-
like it sounds like all our.
I like the
powers
name
are-
Mini Soap. How about a physical characteristic that she wears mini skirts, but they call her Mini Soap?
Well, that's not very progressive, Davin. I mean,
No, I guess not.
But her birth name is Mini Soap.
Mini
SOAPE.
Soap.
all right. She's related to Martin Soap, the beleaguered detective that Frank Castle always put in harm's way in the Marvel Knight series.
She's a cousin.
That character was one of my favorite characters ever in a comic that was not a superhero. I wonder if they ever brought him back in any meaningful way.
I'm sure he's appeared again.
It's pretty great, especially when Ennis wrapped up his run on the Marvel Knights series before he went to the Max series, where they just had the whole big like superhero showdown where like he gets
Slippery Psylocke Puck. Them says
Slippery Psylocke Puck. I mean,
there's a demon inside that makes you 4-1.
Yeah, I feel like something about evading, like getting like not like eluding, evading, something like that, because her name is like because her powers generally seem to be best used for not getting pinned down or trapped. So, sidestep. How about that? That's a cool name.
Slippery Slide.
Oh God.
Oh, slip and slide.
Slip and slides.
Slip and
Actually,
slide.
It's not a bad idea. You might get sued because I think that's a brand name, but sure.
Yeah.
We're taking it.
I'm taking sidestep and tucking that in my back pocket for.
So Slippery Psylocke Puck wasn't bad either, MZ. All right, let's do one more segment before we get out of here. I just had it.
Hey, look who I found coming to join the party.
Glad y'all decided to join the party.
Let's do the one where we talk about a storyline from the comics we want to see. We haven't done that one in a while.
We have a segment like that.
Well, it's probably like it's 97 when we talk about things we want to see in the series. We used to do that.
Yeah,
too,
you just jumped the gun. That's exactly what I was just going to ask you guys. I was going to say, now that we've seen the entire series, what is a storyline from the series?
I'm trying to think what I brought up already. I said I wanted to see God Loves Man Kills. I wanted to see Onslaught, and I wanted to see Cassandra Nova. I think. Right?
Okay, that's one question. That's not the question I just asked, though, but that's a good question too. We'll ask that one to Dave. Dave, what's something that hasn't been seen in this cartoon form?
Like what comic adaptation you want to see in the new series?
Oh yeah.
Age of Apocalypse kind of did already, sort of.
I would really like to see like a more actual loyal version of Age of Apocalypse, but I'm gonna go with Messiah Complex and Second Coming. With,
all that Hope Summers stuff.
Yeah,
that's a good one. I'm going to go with Inferno. That'd be fun. Burn it down.
Yes. Get magic.
Goblin Queen.
Yeah.
You get Maddie in there. Yep. So I'll go cool. Inferno. But here's
if the wide world of Marvel. If the wide world of Marvel is open, I'd be kind of interested in like AVX or something.
MZ wants to see Strife.
Yeah, actually, that'd be a great way to get Lawrence Payne back.
Yeah, he'd be Strife too. Yeah, that'd be awesome, actually. Oh, wouldn't it be fun if that's who he's voicing? All new character, it's Strife. That would be fun.
That'd be super cool. That would actually be really, really neat. For fan casting, that'd be right on point.
Yeah, well, the question I was asking is, now that we've watched the entire series, what's a storyline from the series you want them to pick up? Back up
that's
on?
Nice. That's a good one.
What's something they dropped, a ball they dropped, you want to pick back up?
Well, we already know they're probably doing the Cable pregnancy thing, and they're going to reveal that Cable is Scott and probably in this version Jean's kid. So there's that. But I believe they have said that they are doing that.
Yeah, they're probably going to do that.
I can't imagine they're not going to have Lawrence do Cable again.
Oh no! Well, if they're doing Cable, it'll be him. So I'm certain of it.
Well, he seemed candid when we talked to him about seeing maybe it's just because he's being himself. But the idea that you think of it was pretty obvious that it's Cable's going to be a part of the show. He's probably going to be Cable, but he didn't seem that. It didn't seem like that's who he was going to be.
Well, he had those Disney snipers pointing at his head at the time.
That's true. That's true. They drove a dump truck full of money up to my house. I'm not made of stone. I don't want to see them pick up again. I'm trying to think. There's a few things that they kind of just left by the wayside that never really got followed up with.
Morph, obviously, he's going to be back in the new series. It'll be interesting to see.
Curious as to why he's the white
going
version of Morph now.
Because it's a better design.
It is a much better design. He did look kind of like a weird uncle in the old design with the parted hair and stuff.
It's like a 90s hair part.
You get that sweet,
I had
sweet
one of
90s
those.
hair part.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great idea, MZ. Arcade would be super fun. They have to do arcade.
Oh yeah, they've never done arcade on the show.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he would be pretty fun. They could do I'd like to see a Mojo versus arcade ratings war. That'd be awesome.
And Cyclops and Havoc learning their brothers. That's another good one. Yeah, geez, MZ, you're better at this segment than we are. Whatever happened to Master Mold? Maybe he's in there somewhere.
I mean, we kind of got Proteus. Never really came back around either, and he was a pretty big threat at one point. Yeah, I mean the Morlocks kind of got wrapped up. They can bring him back, but they're there's not a ton of super lingering. I guess Bishop still
Archangel. Archangel was kind of a mess too. It'd be kind of nice to bring him into the team.
Bishop's still sort of fighting for a future that's never got rectified yet. So I guess honestly, of all the things, I'd probably like to see the Hellfire Club come back.
Oh, that'd be good.
They haven't really done much with them. Also, we haven't seen Pyro and Avalanche in season 1, so
maybe in a couple of background bar scenes, at least Avalanche, maybe.
Yeah, it would be nice to see a real brotherhood of mutants, the classic Mystique.
Yeah, agreed.
Actually, I'd like to see a real team up with X Factor or something because we just got a bit of a fight, never really got to know any of them as characters. I think it'd be more interesting to see. Because we didn't see Forge later when they used him during the Phalanx thing, but it'd be nice to see more interaction between them and other X teams. X-Force perhaps would actually be pretty cool. That's my guess. I'm gonna go with X-Force.
Excalibur. We see Captain Britain for a split second. Seeing some Excalibur would be pretty awesome. Yeah, those are all
we got Cable running around. I think X-Force would be fun. Well, also we know Sam Guthrie now too, so.
They could shut Jubilee off to Generation X, that scene in Wet Hot American Summer where they just throw the kid out of the van at the side of the
road. Did you hear Dave what we're doing for the continuing the show on in the meantime for now?
The movies?
Yeah, we're gonna start with the Generation.
Oh, the Generation X. Yes.
Which I've never seen, and I'm sure I'm really gonna hate. So
you're gonna love it.
Is it on Disney Plus? I can't imagine it is.
It is not.
No, it'd be owned by NBC or whatever.
Would it be? I guess it would be, but the characters would have had to lapse back to DC. Well, because a bunch of them are any of them in anything else?
The Gen X characters?
Yeah, because they made up some new ones, didn't they, for that show?
Yeah, there's a couple. I think in cases where the powers would have been too difficult, but
me and my guest yesterday were talking about it on our show. We were talking about there's a character he mentioned that was Refrax, who was basically Cyclops but lamer.
Refrax. Oh,
yeah. What this is such a 90s sounding name. Refrax.
MZ wondering if they confirmed the voice actors would reprise their roles. Yeah, most of them. Yeah. So, well, I guess that's pretty much our show for tonight there, fellas. Thanks for joining us, Dave. Unless you guys have some final thoughts on X-Men the Animated Series.
It's better than people remember, I think.
It really is, actually.
Me too. And the animation's not as bad as people say. When the A-Team's on, it's really good.
I don't want to poison the great discussion we're having about the show and all the parts of it and stuff, but as far as the 90s go, there's certain cartoons that have a lot of headspace, in a lot of people of our generation, and this one is one that actually does hold up. It's pretty great. I mean, I still think Batman the Animated Series is the pinnacle, but this one is up there. It's definitely in the same. It can be in the same category. It definitely top 5 for sure. I mean, Gargoyles, the Spider-Man cartoon, Batman, and Batman Beyond and all those stuff. I guess that came out of it, but Superman one was pretty great too. But It's Dave's right. It's much. That's the one thing I think I took away from all of this was that the series, all in all, was far better than I really expected it to be. I figured there'd be some good episodes and a lot of bad, but I feel like it was the other way around. So I'm looking forward for it to continue, and I'm sure with the way it's all going towards the new season, it's just going to be a lot of good. So I'm very excited.
All right. Oh wait, that wasn't MZ. That was our Scally who asked that question.
Our Scally.
Man. All right, there. Sorry, Scallywag.
Dave, what's coming down the pipeline for you?
Yeah.
Keep your shit.
Oh, yeah. There's a Tomb of Dracula tomorrow, and then I have a backup in She-Hulk number 2.
Ooh, you're hitting all my favorite characters: Alpha Flight, She-Hulk, X-Men. My God.
That's November 22nd. There's the final issue of Alpha Flight where I have a 5-page fill-in sometime in December, and then I have 4 pages in Sentry number 2, which I'm currently working on in January, and that's it. That's everything I know.
Fun.
Awesome.
Everything he can say.
We're not pimping all the other shows right now, are we, Davan?
No, the second.
Are you about to?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you're doing all that stuff for this show, so go ahead.
Just quickly.
Yep.
But you can support the show at patreon.com and /X-Men Review Show and get yourself some sweet merch. Like all these nice pieces of merch. Look at that. Magneto was right. Xavier was right. Magneto was right. Hoodie style. Lots of stuff going on there. And you can contact us at xmenreviewshow@gmail.com or on the Facebooks or YouTube or Twitch. Don't contact us on Twitch. We'll never get it. Find our audio only version wherever you get your podcasts, and please like, review, subscribe. We got lots of subscribers, but some more reviews would be pretty cool. Hear what you guys think, guys and gals. And you can find us at ufpodcast.com. Podcast Federation, we are a proud member of. That has many interesting shows upon it, such as what's going on over on that side.
Well, a new episode drops Monday with Marvel comic cover artist and friend of David Cutler, Kalman Andrashovsky, who taught me how to pronounce his last name correctly during the show. Thanks to Evan for making that introduction. And yeah, super cool guy. We had a great conversation. He had a lot of nice things to say about you, Dave. So I want to tune in and hear about that. He told me he's a fan of the show.
And a dirty liar, then. No,
he's a fan of the show. I guess he came to the show from, I think, the Word Burglar episode, and then listed some older episodes. He said, based on my conversation with Dave, who's a friend of his, he learned a lot about Dave. One, Dave was indigenous, and two, Dave was from Newfoundland. I was like, he said he didn't know that until he listened to the episode. I was like, how did I get the first one maybe, but the second one,
we're more acquaintances.
Well, okay.
I don't see a ton of them, but I used to see a lot more of them. But
he said a lot of nice things. It's funny because he was talking about the drinking draws, which seem to be a real connector for a lot of the people that have gone on to do big things in Marvel, like yourself and him. And he's at the Raid Studio there with Ramon and Perez and Francis Manipul and a bunch of other people that were involved with that. So yeah, no, super nice guy, great conversation, and yeah, super cool talk. So that one drops on Monday, and then I thanks to Davan, like I said, Davan's gonna be my new producer because he keeps sending me great guests. After that, in 2 weeks' time, the next episode will be Ron Randall, who will be our guest, who has done a lot of work for a lot of cool comics, Marvel. What did he work on? I remember I was putting together a package about what he did. Let me look it up here. That was pretty big back in the day. He worked on a series called Trekker, which was nothing to do with Star Trek. But
that's not a guest you got from me.
Pardon?
That's not a guest you got from me.
I'm pretty sure it is Ron Rand. Oh no, maybe it's not. Maybe it's one of my own. Maybe I actually did do some work on my own show. But anyway, he I think it was for the recording of the show that I discussed what he did, but he worked on Alan Moore Swamp Thing. He did a couple issues of that back in the day. He worked on the Warlord for DC, Aerox, Son of Thunder as well. Sergeant Rock, he went to the Kubert School and worked on the Unknown Soldier. And yeah, a lot of really cool stuff.
Right on. And also check out Hold Up a Movie Podcast. We're off for a few weeks, but we'll be back at the end of November. I'm moving, so it's busy times. Hence my fake background behind me.
The new episode was fun, Davan. I feel like you guys were very unfair to the Devil's Backbone, but I'm not.
No, it's a good war movie, not a good ghost movie.
But your reason for not liking it is like because children are treated badly.
We said it held up.
Yeah, I guess fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm like Davin's like I don't like movies where people treat children badly, and I'm like, well, then you don't like a lot of movies. There's gonna be a lot of movies that you're not gonna like because that's a big point for a lot of things. But
well,
movie,
a lot of that movie is just adults beating the shit out of kids, and
that's happens in the real world a lot, especially in war-torn Civil War countries with monstrous people that are unchecked because society's crumbling.
Yeah.
I know. I love that movie. I think it was great.
It was all right. Super Mater Brothers, they're reviewing, your reality shows over there, and we do the Mary Mater Marvel Society over there as well, and we'll be talking about Loki here soon because season 2 is almost over, and it's been pretty great. So, spoiler alert on that.
I gotta catch. I'm very, very behind. I see there's.
You watched it, Dave?
No, I saw the first episode. It was pretty good. But
I just saw there's a trailer out for Echo. I haven't even seen that yet. I don't know. I gotta catch.
Oh, the Echo trailer is sick. It's really good.
Really? Cool.
It's violent.
Awesome.
They're definitely gonna.
I've heard she's not really a hero, right? They're really just playing her up as a villain,
she's the villain.
Yeah. I'm excited to see
Whatever. I mean, it's an odd character to choose for a show. But
yeah,
it's just the way to put Kingpin in there. Really, it's just
honestly, and this isn't. I don't want to be one of these people that's like, they're trying to put as much representation out there as possible. But I feel like the fact that she's, an indigenous character and Marvel doesn't really have anything like that on TV yet is kind of probably one of the bigger forces, I'd say, as to why they brought her to the forefront. But I'm okay with that. She looks fun. It looks cool. She's a good actress. I liked her role in Hawkeye, and I'm excited to see it. And plus, seeing D'Onofrio back as Kingpin is always great. So, also, I guess if you somebody said if you blink and you miss it, you can see that Daredevil is in the series. So, there's like a very shot of him running or something. So.
Oh, I thought there was a scene of him fighting. He's just wearing his mask thing again, where he just wraps a bandana around.
No, I think it's actually him in the Daredevil outfit, but it's so dark you can tell the colors. Although the colors from what I saw in the still looked like it's the red and black ones, but in She-Hulk we saw he's wearing the yellow one. So,
all right, and check out our Star Trek content over on Live Long and Podcast. We're doing a first contact with couple people that I think will end up on Graphic Histories podcast. We're doing a little meet up with Joe Eisma and Christopher Cicada, and talking
Cicadas
to them
Cicadas after Ron Randall, and Esma I'm talking to on through email right now, but he's slow to respond. So no big rush. I mean, I have like 3 people ahead of him. So.
Yep. So we're having those guys on just to talk about their Star Trek book they just did. So
if you keep sending me people, I might do my show weekly, Davan. The rate you're going.
Hey man, if you want to go weekly, I'll keep them coming. Trivial debates. There's one coming up on Transformers here in a few days.
Who's your favorite Transformer, Dave?
Robot Man.
Oh, he's my favorite.
Love him.
Robot Man.
Yes.
Probably somebody from Beast Wars, Rat Trap, I guess.
Oh,
Beast
good choice.
Wars, yeah.
Rat Trap's
the Velociraptor from Beast Wars was really cool too.
I like
Dinobot.
Dinobot.
I liked what the guy that came later. He was like the Airwolf guy. What was his name? The guy was like
maybe Silverwolf?
No. It's a guy that was like an eagle, but he came later. He's like season 2 or 3. He was like they found a spark and then they made him thing. He's the one that kind of fell in love with Arachnia. That'll come to me.
Also, anyway. Check out Eamon on Track. I'll be on there, I think, on Saturday talking some jazz. That'll be fun.
You and your jazz.
Also, the Hellbound podcast. Jazz is awesome.
I love jazz too. I'm not shitting on the jazz. Just
Always shitting on the jazz.
I'm not shitting on the jazz. I love the jazz. I have many jazz albums.
All right, good.
Binders full
All
of
right.
jazz albums.
Well, that's all for this retrospective and award show. Congratulations again to all the winners.
I'm sure they're all very happy.
X-Man Dan, David Cutler hates you forever. You took the glory that was to be his.
Yeah, I'm sure he's very upset.
Catch you next time, everybody.
Next time.
Bye, guys.